Good morning, everybody. It is a wonderful early morning. I'm driving down my street on my bicycle. Or should I say, I'm riding down my street on my bicycle. I believe I need to say, I ride my bicycle. Yeah, of course. I'm not driving. I'm driving my car, but I'm riding my bicycle. All right. Well, there's a difference between when you speak with yourself and hear yourself, or when you speak with others and you don't hear yourself. Yeah, that is the topic that I keep addressing, and I never get tired of doing that. And it's very strange, actually, that it is that way, and that I am able to do that without any kind of reserve, without any kind of feeling bad about that, because a person might feel somewhat apprehensive about the fact that he or she is always talking about the same. And when you get real about what you are hearing when you are talking with yourself, you cannot deny that you are the same person. Yeah. And so the same person, shouldn't that same person be the person who talks about the same thing? I don't have any problem with it. And if you are yourself, then perhaps you should just have some consistency. And even if it is consistency about inconsistency, that can also be, because a person can be like me, himself, and you're still alive, you're still changing, and so there's also a consistency of change, a consistency of renewal, a consistency of discovery, and that is so nice. And you don't have that in your conversation with others. You can say, of course you can say, I have that. I have so many interesting conversations with others. Oh yeah? Really? No, you don't. You're just lying to yourself. You are just telling yourself that you have to endure it. You're basically telling yourself that you cannot change it, or you cannot you cannot criticize it. Also, you cannot criticize it. It's not, you cannot alter it. Let me put it this way. Yeah, you would like to change, you would like to have something new, but you can't. Because you're stuck in disembodied language. Yeah. And so a person like me is not stuck in disembodied language. A person like me has his own embodied language. And if you would listen to yourself, you would have your own embodied language too. Let's just pretend for a second, that I am you. Yeah, I know this is just a game, but it's just to talk about something. Let's just pretend that I am you, and that you are actually doing what I am suggesting you should do. Yeah. So, no, you're not complaining. You're not backing out. You're not criticizing. No, you're not You're not also postponing, because that's what you do. You've done all that. You postpone. You say, "Oh, I'll do it later," or "No, or you have to." No, you're not downplaying the importance of this. You are actually doing it. You are the one. Yeah, you are now listening to yourself. Let's just pretend that I am you. Okay. Let's pretend that I'm you, and that you're doing what I'm doing, and you are listening to yourself. Yeah. Can you follow? I'll remind you a couple of times that it is not me you're listening to. No, you're listening to yourself. Yeah, I know it is a bit of a trick. Yeah, so what? You're being tricked upon every time in disembodied language. You're being fooled all the time, and you're being manipulated. You're continuously being told something which isn't true, and then you go on telling yourself all kind of nonsense which is not true. So now you are listening to yourself. Now you are hearing yourself, and you hear your own sound. That is so nice. And yeah, of course you can say all kinds of things, and you can say, oh, it is true or it is not true. And yeah, it is possible that you can say that it is true or that it is not true. Good morning. You can say that. But, whether it is true or not true is not important when you hear yourself. Because when you hear yourself, you hear something new. Yeah. When you hear yourself, you hear something new. Yeah. Yeah. It's still very early in the morning, and it is a nice balmy early morning, so it is a little bit cool, but it is, you can already feel that today is going to be a warm day. And yeah, you're listening to yourself, and you're enjoying the early morning here, and you're enjoying also the fact that you are on your bicycle. Yeah, okay. You're riding your bicycle. Yeah, you're doing what I'm doing. You're listening to yourself. Yeah. And you're enjoying. And the strange thing is, it isn't about what you're saying. Yeah. And yet, what you're saying is you. What you're saying is new. What you're saying is true. Yeah. How did I come up with that? I never said that before, but okay. I guess it is a combination that was all of a sudden possible. And here it was. A beautiful little rhyme. It's because you're feeling fine. And because you're taking your time to express what is mine. I'm taking my time to express what is mine. Yes. Yeah. I would like you to recognize that as you hear yourself and as you feel such comfort, such pleasure, such calmness, such enjoyment, it's amazing, huh? It's really so different from what you usually experience when you do not listen to yourself, yeah? When you do not listen to yourself, you cannot feel this way. You don't feel this way. You never sound like this. You never talk like this. No. No, it is because you listen to yourself that you sound like this and that you talk like this and that you feel this way. Yeah. And I like to bring something to your attention. And of course, you're talking with yourself, so you're bringing it to your own attention. Yeah. Why haven't you done this before? Why, why are you ashamed of this? Or there's no shame to this. You don't feel embarrassed, you don't feel uncertain, you don't feel confused. And you're not making any grand statements, or you're not making any grand announcement. You're just you. Isn't it strange that you now have what you didn't have before? You are talking with yourself and you're being puzzled because it is true. You didn't have this before. And now that you have it, you somehow you took it. You took it. You said, this is mine. You hear it. You know. You know that it is so. And it is completely without any effort. It is completely by itself. And before? What the hell were you doing before? That this was taken away from you, that this could not be. Well, you should tell yourself, come on. Come on. You weren't listening. You weren't having this conversation with yourself. Yeah. Now, I wrote a poem a long time ago when I came to the United States. Now that I'm here, I know that for year after year I have been avoiding my fear. Now that I see what is there deep inside of me, I let it come out and be free. Now that I know that my trouble was just a big show, I can finally let it all go. Now that I feel it is not a very big deal, I calmly step out of the wheel. Yeah, that's a poem which I wrote many years ago. Good morning. But yeah, that poem is kind of a stupid poem. But you know, since you are talking with yourself, you can go into analyzing this poem with me because I'm here supporting you to listen to yourself. So why is this poem a stupid poem? Okay, now that I am here, I know that for year after year I have been avoiding my fear. Okay, no, you have not been avoiding your fear. It is not that you haven't been feeling fearful. You have been feeling fearful all the time in disembodied language. Yeah? And disembodied language in which you do not listen to yourself is based on fear. So, once you stop having disembodied language, once you begin to listen to yourself like you're doing right now, there is no fear. Okay. So you have not been avoiding your fear. No, you have been fearful. Forever. With your stupid disembodied language. And now, now that I'm here, I am without fear. And that's because of your language, okay? So now that I'm here, I know that for year after year I've been avoiding my fear. No. Now that I'm here, I know that for year after year I wasn't paying attention to my language, and that's why I was full of fear. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, you got that one. That's the first part. Now that I see what is there deep inside of me, I let it come out and be free. What? What are you talking about? Now that I see what is there deep inside of me, you see something inside of you? What is there to be seen inside of you? There's nothing to be seen inside of you. Here, you open your eyes and you can see what is outside of you. There's nothing to see inside of you. There's no inner view. And there's no inner voice. There's nothing inside of you. There's just blood and bones and organs inside of you. There's no language inside of you. There's no inner you to be seen or to be experienced. All that is nonsense. Pure, idiotic nonsense created by your usual disembodied language. Yes. So now that I see and seeing, what has it got to do with seeing? Yeah, if you are look, it's beautiful, huh? That you can see this nice hills and the sun coming up, and the field is all dried up already. Yeah, pretty soon it's will be bloody hot here. It always is, but that's the Chico summertime, which is almost starting already. Yeah. But in any case, what has it got to do with seeing? Embodied language has nothing to do with seeing. Yeah. So you can be busy with whatever it is that you're seeing, but let's just describe what you're seeing, and let's just listen to what you're describing when you're seeing something. I see the trees, and I see the grass, and I see a nice green field here. Yeah. It's a nice green field, right? Yeah. And when you describe what you see and you listen to the sound of your voice, which is describing what you're seeing, you begin to listen to what you're seeing. Can you say that? That you can actually listen to what you're seeing? Yeah. Now, okay. And the streets are empty. It's very nice and early in the morning. So you're seeing empty streets, and you're seeing the early morning. You hear the early morning. You hear the sounds of the birds sometimes. Yeah. It is a wonderful early morning, Saturday morning in Chico. And you hear yourself. And so while you're seeing what you're seeing and describing what you're seeing and listening to what you're seeing, you are hearing yourself. And that's something. Yeah. So, okay, there's nothing inside of you, and you don't let anything come out. There's no covert language that you make overt, yeah? There's no inner speech that becomes externalized. There's not something that you have been holding in that is now being expressed. No, You are simply saying what you're capable of saying. And you're saying whatever is in your attention. So you may be saying something that you're seeing, yeah? But you may also be saying something that you're hearing. And yeah, you're just describing what you are experiencing at this moment. You're just riding your bicycle. You are finally doing what I'm asking you to do. And you feel kind of like, wow, I've already been feeling for quite a while so good about just talking with myself about, miscellaneous things, whatever's in my attention. And it is nothing important, but I listen to it and it all sounds good and it is all pleasant and meaningful. Wow. Now, okay. So there's nothing inside of you. You don't let it come out and be free. That's all an illusion created by disembodied language. So in disembodied language, people have the illusion that there is language inside of them and then they let out this language. Yeah? It's all illusion. So both the release of that so-called language, by expressing it, is an illusion, as well as the language itself being inside and then outside is an illusion. So if you perceive your language to be inside of you at one moment and then outside of you, then your language is still not real. Language is always outside of you. And so language only becomes real when it is permanently perceived as overt phenomenon. Yeah? So you can hear it, you can read it. It is always morning. It is always overt. So now that I see what is there deep inside of me, I let it come out and be free. Oh yeah? Who is letting it out? And who was keeping it in? Whatever. The one who was fantasizing that there was inner language. And the one that was in... Now, you were not really doing that. You were just conditioned that way. There is no you who does that. Once you start to listen to yourself, once you start to speak with yourself, you hear that there is no inner language. There cannot be any such thing as inner language. Yeah, okay. Now, okay. Do you need a little break? Do you need to go to the bathroom? Do you need to just take a little time to take it easy, to recover from all this input? Yeah? Can you process it? Of course you can, because you're just listening to yourself. It's just so easy, so self-evident, so effortless. Yeah. Get used to being effortless. Get used to things just happening by themselves. That's what happens in embodied language. You're not pushing any idea. And even though you talk with your usual language, even though you only have so many words, and you use that language that you have, but you are using it in a lively manner. Here you go. Okay, so as I was talking about this poem, the poem had more, how do you say that? Good morning. A couple of more paragraphs. So I said, I let it come out and be free. No. You were never free with your disembodied language, okay? Now you're starting to get a little bit real, because you are saying the following. You say, now that I know that my trouble was just a big show, I finally let it all go. Wow! It seems like as if you're already beginning to listen a little bit to yourself, right? In that poem. And I just like you to remember what the poem started out with. Now that I'm here, I know that for year after year I have been avoiding my fear. Now that I see what is there deep inside of me, I let it come out and be free. Now that I know that my trouble was just a big show, I finally let it all go. Okay, are you beginning to talk with yourself now? Is it working? Is it working? Are you beginning to hear yourself? Yeah, your trouble is just a big show. And no, you are not letting it go. It goes by itself. There's nothing to let go. Forget about that. You are letting it go. There's nothing to let go. Okay, now that I know that my trouble was just a big show, I finally let it go. Okay, nobody is letting anything go. All right. The last part. Now that I feel it is not a very big deal, I calmly step out of the wheel. What the hell is that? What wheel are you stepping out of? Now you're feeling something? Now that I feel it's not a very big deal, I calmly step out of the wheel. What? What is not a very big deal? Stepping out of the wheel is not a very big deal. Oh. Okay. Because it happens by itself, yeah. And the wheel is just a metaphor. The wheel of life, the wheel of trouble, the wheel of the cycle of violence, the cycle of misery, the cycle of, I don't know, any kind of stupid, repetitive cycle that you have been imprisoned by. You step out of the wheel. It's not a big deal. When you listen to yourself while you speak. Now, isn't that great? I started out with not knowing what I was going to say, and then I'm reminded of this poem, and then we go together in this deep analysis. And remember, it's you talking, not me. It's you talking, and you're the one who is coming up with all of this because you're listening to yourself. Wow. Oh, good job. Okay. Now,